Boy, do I got a video for you guys today. The Prius is here. Y'all know what that means, right? I'm going to show you guys the goodies. Me and Robert are suited and we're ready to do this. So, over here we got a Cusco strut bar, Cusco, BC Racing and Work XT7s and 18 by 7.5, which he doesn't know, which I know, is that those are Ray's valve stems that he has on there, and then he ended up with the finishing piece with Work locking lug nuts, Work RS lugs. Works fantastic. I don't know what he's looking for. And the Cusco strut bar is for the front. You have to remove the crowel in order to get to it. This piece comes off. Got to remove this, that, and the rest is just clips that go pop. And then you put the strut bar on, which it looks like it's 14mm sockets. And then we're going to get into it on the whole suspension and show you a before and after. So this is before. This is your before right here. So let us get this plastic off real quick. Once you remove the crowel, Robert is saying that we remove the 10s, all little 10mm bolts right there. That one right there is a slide in. Remove all that, and this whole unit comes off as one piece. So what we're probably going to do right now is slide these out, so that way we don't take the harness and like set it here or anything like that. Just remove that out and then unclip it. And then we're going to undo this right now, get this out. And then now we have full access to the strut towers, because we're going to need the access to the strut towers when we do the suspension. Because if we don't, like if we didn't do any of this, it was going to be a bitch. So this is what you have to do. It looks like it is 10mm bolts. So there's kind of a gang of them. So I'm going to start taking those out right now with another extension and a 10. Something stuck. No, nothing stuck. It's like the adhesive that holds it there. Alright, now that it's out, it's on the floor. You should pick up the other 10s that are all loose in there and put them in the bucket. So the strut bar is going to go straight across, but we're not going to do that till after we get the shock in. That was the crowel. Sorry. So we're going to do the suspension first, then strut bar. Sounds like he's opening up snacks. Oh, no, it's just a drink. And yeah, so that's how you get to the front shocks. Just remove the windshield wipers, remove the plastic crowel, comes off by tabs, and then it's a bunch of 10mm holding it in. Pull it out. Now you have access to your shocks. Simple, right? So when removing the back, there's a bunch of bolts around here. So there's a 10 that goes here, a 10 that goes there. This plastic piece comes off. Usually there's a 10 in there on that side too. So, but we're moving this. Be careful, because if you pull this, these are very daintily on there. So you'll end up getting one of these. What you do is stick your hand in there and you grab it like this, you pull it out. So when you pull it, you don't need to remove this whole thing. The rest of it's all clips. But underneath here, you see where we need to go. So that's how we're going to remove it. We're not going to remove the whole thing. And then there was another one, another 10 right here on this one, which goes to that right there. And there was, so it was just like three 10s right here, 10 there, and a 10 on the other side behind Robert's bum, and then probably a 10 that was supposed to be in there, but it's not. So somebody maybe replaced the shocks beforehand, so that's why they didn't put those in there. And also he was missing one of those silver pieces, because there's 3 of them. It's supposed to be 4, there's supposed to be one right here. So he was missing one of those. Probably found one of those at the junkyard so his car can be complete. It's up to him. The rest of the plastic pieces are literally just easy as hell to pull out. You just grab them, lift them, take them out, and all that noise. So now that we got access to the rear, we're going to do the fronts, then the rear. Okay, so I'm working on this side of the suspension. It is a 22 millimeter bolt on each side. So it's a 22 millimeter socket. What we used was a 22 millimeter half-inch socket, and we used a crescent wrench to hold on to the other side, break it loose. Don't mind that, that's just the homie. Then it's 12 millimeter bolts that hold on the brake lines to this little part right here. So it's all this is right here is one piece. And if you're like us, we want to retain the OEM-ness as possible. So we put out the clip which comes out right here. Right now Rob is doing the 14s on top, which are right here, as you guys can see. And then it's 117, just one 17 millimeter bolt. So once this comes down, this will slide right out of the rear, the front sway bar end link, and then he can measure his new suspension accordingly to this one and see how lower he wants to be. So that's where Robert comes in to do his measurements. Right, baby? Only problem I know is that when we lower a Genesis, Hyundai Genesis, we put these back on accordingly, because this is for the front end sway bar, and as soon as he got out of my driveway, this snapped. So if worst case scenario, it snaps, we'll take it out, we'll grind it down, we'll weld it back together, and we'll make it shorter or longer depending on how much we need, because they don't sell these end links at all. So, well, they sell them as replacements, but they don't sell end links for lowered cars. So, oh, and plus his boot is bad. Awesome. So I have everything dummied here. It's literally hand tight, because we're gonna see how it looks. Like when we do the other side, we're gonna lower it all together as one. Then if we need to do more, like add or you know, whatever, give it more distance, take away distance, we can just take off the bolt like that, so that way we don't have to struggle or anything. And then once we're all said and done, we're going to tighten them. And if you're going to do this yourself, take a marker, mark the bolt once you're done with it, so that way you know it's tight, so that way you don't have to go over it again and be like, oh, I don't know if I tightened that. So right now I'm going to get out of Robert's way. He's going to put a rim on it just to see how it looks. So get out of his way. Look at those. Look at those. Work Emotion XT7s. Those are nice. With Ray, oh no, with a Ray valve stem. That's the valve stem right there. And then Work, what kind of lug nuts are those? Work what?
I think they're just Work lug nuts.
RS nut. RS nut. It's the part number if you guys want to buy it.
The Work website?
Huh?
They're on the Work website.
The Work website? Alright, now Robert's going to lower it and we're going to see how this side looks.
If it looks.
Hated by Prius, but look like the demons hoe.
And just like that, the front end is done. We got the crown on, we got the windshield wipers on, we got the strut bar in. Still haven't taken off the film off the strut bar yet, because we still have to just make sure the windshield wipers are good to go, because they had to come off. This is good. And then he's going to flip it around and we're going to do the rears. So here we go. Lower it on some wood. Go ahead. Obviously when you let go of the e-brake, but damn, that looks good, dude. He has to tighten it up. So onto the rears. So I'm back underneath the Prius, and it's a 17 millimeter. Well, let me go this way because the lighting's better. It's a 17 millimeter bolt that holds the shock in place. Now these shocks are different. As you can see, this one has a coilover to it. Usually, it's just a spring usually. But my theory is on doing this because they normally have a bolt that goes right here. Where's the lighting? Can't really. Can I see? No. Okay, yeah. So they usually have a bolt that goes right here, but there's no bolt. So my theory is once this comes down, this will bow down a little bit, giving us play to take this out. We'll put the new spring in and then jack this up and put it in with the new shock. Up top, there's a top hat that holds the shock on, so we're gonna have to use the existing top hat because they never come with aftermarket top hats unless you order them. So this is the only set that BC Racing sold for Prius for what year, Rob?
2010.
2010 to 2000 what? 13. So this is as good as it's gonna get. So yeah. Also, Robert's using a Harbor Freight jack. I'm gonna die. All right. As you guys can see, the difference in the stock spring to lowering, well, the other spring. Make sure you put it number side up like that.
Well, okay, let's do this.
So that's a size comparison. In order for you to get this bar to go down, you have to remove both 17s, and then it'll just drop down, and you can just pry it down. In order for you to get back up, though, you're gonna have to jack it up to put the bolt in and what have you. But it's out. So Robert, get your fat ass inside the car and undo that top bolt so we can get that shock out.
Oh, let's do this. I'm gonna lower the spring compared to the shock, so that way there's a little more ride softness to it.
Okay. Because I think that's your spring rate that you're fucking with now.
No, the spring rate. This is the spring rate. This is just how low the spring rate.
Oh. Well,
I might be wrong.
Because I know that on coilovers, that's the spring rate. Oh well, do what you do.
All right, let's do it. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, leave it there. We'll adjust it by coilover. We won't adjust it by that thing. Now that the new shock is installed, you have to use an Allen wrench to hold the shock in place while tightening the nut on the threaded part, because otherwise the shock will just continue spinning. So that's no bueno. So that's why we got this going on here. It's in there. Go ahead. That's preloaded. Beautiful. And just like that, your Prius is now lowered. Lo and behold, the lowered Prius. People said it would look dumb, but I think it looks hard as fuck. I like it a lot. Once he rolls it out into the street, because it's kind of at a slant, we'll see exactly how it looks, but Fly, get off me. We'll see how it looks right now. Sick with it. The Prius is done. Cuzco Strut Bar work. Emotion XT7s.
Seriously.
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Man, it's been a long day. The camera keeps focusing in and out. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you smack that like button. Please make sure you guys subscribe for more content. There's more stuff coming on the way. I have a bunch of videos that I have filmed that I need to edit and put together and then drop for you guys. I have not done so yet because that I've been kind of lazy, hence the name. If you guys would like PLM headers, MPC hardware, or where to get your motor built, all the links are down below in the description. My name is Chris from Lazymangarage, and I'm lazy, so you don't have to be. Peace.